The Detroit Lakes City Council recently held their first regularly scheduled meeting of the year last week, in which they swore in new Ward 3 City Council member Marty Waller. Congratulations to his appointment by the City Council, and also gave the State of the City address, which is very positive. There was a lot of good things that happened in 2011 in Detroit Lakes. And then Mayor Matt Brink announced that he would like to have a special planning session in February with the Detroit Lakes City Council to go over up to 10 different discussion points for projects and different things that could be coming in the year to come here in Detroit Lakes. Some of those include talking about a bike trail to connect Westlake Drive over to Dutton Locks. And the city's been doing a lot with trails here lately. Discussion of future implementation of the business corridor redevelopment area. You've seen what it looks like on Washington Avenue. They like to continue that all the way down. Aquatic invasive species on area lakes. Of course, that's a big issue. Citywide events always bring people to town and people enjoy. The Detroit Mountain Recreation Area Study. The city's given some money to that study and they want to see how it goes. Future annexations. This could mean all the way up to Floyd Lake, the WeFest property, and possibly even the Detroit Lakes Country Club. Also, collaborating with other government agencies in the area on ways to save money, something we'd hope all of our local governments would be doing. Talking about the Minnesota Department of Transportation's plans for Highway 10 West and the Highway 59 corridor. There's been talk over the last couple of years of some changes coming there, including an underpass under Highway 59 potentially, and future needs of the airport. All, I think, worthy things that should be discussed by the city because it has to do with commerce and infrastructure and all the things that make the city great and run. But there's one item on there that I don't even think should be discussed. And that item would be the discussion of a 1% local option sales tax in the city of Detroit Lakes. This has me thinking the city council really will not rest until they can maximize the taxing on every single citizen here in Detroit Lakes. Now, local government aid is going to be the cry that they're going to give, that we keep losing all of our LGA. Well, instead of keep jacking up taxes and everyone, why don't you make some more cuts or some different assessments of the way you want to spend your money? A 1% local option sales tax less than 2 years after you passed a 1% food and beverage tax, and over the last 5 years where you've seen property taxes climb in the city of Detroit Lakes by almost 40%. Just seems like too much. Somebody's got to say stop. Somebody's got to say let's look at this common sense wise. 1% food and beverage tax, okay, fine. If you don't go out to eat, you don't have to pay it. But you got to buy basic needs and essential things. Not everything is food and groceries, which to my knowledge are the only thing this local option sales tax will be exempt from. Now, in the past, I've heard rumblings that if we had a 1% local option citywide sales tax, we might not need local government aid. Well, I say we cross that bridge when we come to it then. If you're telling me local government aid as a program is completely dead in the state of Minnesota, then let's start looking at a 1% local option sales tax. And let's make sure it goes to a vote of the people. In the past, the city of Detroit Lakes had asked for this. In fact, last year, local Representative Paul Marquardt was asked to present a bill for 1% food and beverage tax, for 1% local option sales tax in the city of Detroit Lakes. It was presented, died in committee, and never made it into the final budget or to the House floor for a vote. It'll be interesting to see this time around if the Minnesota House and Senate is going to be into granting these 1% citywide sales taxes for residents. As I said, to me, this is a non-starter. Shouldn't even be an issue to talk about. But the city council is going to discuss it. And I don't know what you think, but I think a 1% tax like that would be the worst kind of tax on the people that can afford to pay it the least. Everyone says property taxes are the worst. They're the most regressive tax. I understand that those are painful too. But at least if you own property, you have an asset to sell. A 1% tax on everyone hits everybody the same, which at some point might be equal. Yes, it taxes people that come in from outside the area that benefit from the city's infrastructure, but nobody pays it more than the people that live in the town themselves. And I think they're paying enough already.